Thank you very much. Please, we can give him a little more round of applause. Another one. It's not hard time to rest.
And there we had the chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association FCT chapter, Dr. Chidozie J. Achonwa, welcoming everybody to the event. And of course, we saw the entrance there of the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, right there at the 58th annual general meeting and delegates meeting of the Nigerian Medical Association.
We came with other distinguished members of the National Assembly. We have distinguished Senator Lanre Tejosho, Chairman, Senate Committee on Health. You're welcome, sir. And we have also with us distinguished Senator Mao Ohabunwa, Chairman, Senate Committee on Primary Healthcare and Community Diseases. We'll quickly move on with the program. The next item very quickly will be the President's remark. And that's talking about the President of the Nigeria Medical Association. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Professor Mike Ogirima. Please put your hands together.
Making his way up to the podium now is the President of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Mike Ogirima, there to address the delegates.
Your Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, ably represented by the Vice President, His Excellency, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, GCON, SAN. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, our own, Dr. Bukola Saraki, CON. Your Excellency, sir, our father, the chairman of this occasion, General Yakubu Gowon, retired, GCFR. Permit me, sirs, to stand on the well-established protocol by the MC. I welcome all of you on behalf of the national officers, committee, and the entire members of Nigeria Medical Association to the opening ceremony of the 58th Annual General Conference and Delegate Meeting of the Association. The number of delegates already registered for this conference is monumental. For the first time, we are registering over 600 delegates for our association. Abuja's meeting is historic, as it is going to be to herald the 29th president and the enriched national officers that will be elected into office. Two newly created positions of public relations officer and financial secretary will be elected as well after a successful amendment of our constitution in 2017 at our ADM in Calabar. Other activities at this meeting shall include launching of varieties of new products for the association, the Strategic Plan 2018-2022, the doctor's application, and the continuous online platform that are embedded in our website. Health-friendly governance shall also be appreciated publicly. The theme of the conference, Quality Healthcare, an indicator of good governance, was carefully chosen to dissect how government policies in Nigeria have affected the lives of our citizens in human development indices. Nigeria must rise above the present score. Our sub-teams are well thought out to address several other issues in the health sector. This includes budgeting for health in resource-poor settings, reversing medical tourism through efficient public-private partnership in Nigeria, and National Health Act 4 years after. Where are we? As we discuss all this, we shall have a communique to present to the public and the government to improve the health indices of our dear country. Our journey so far, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, our single tenure of 2 years through divinely selected and elected national and state officers who are prayerful, focused, trusted, ready to give selfless sacrifices with team approach and embodied with spirit of proactive engagement with the authorities and inclusivity yielded some lasting legacies for our noble association, devoid of the usual rancor. We were transparent with the execution of innovative programs and continuing with laudable projects of previous administration. We talked less, but we achieved great strides. Ours was termed the Bridge Agenda. Prudence, too, was brought into the administration of meager resources available to us. We entrenched in-house disciplinary measures, and the centrality of our patient, guided by the ethics of our profession, was our focus. There was no need to call out a nationwide strike by Nigerian doctors. We witnessed the shortest NAD strike through constructive mediation. We gave and started implementing the NMA 2018-2022 strategic plan, where many development partners were attracted. This has set NMA on the path of greatness. There was improved welfare package through the collaborative effort of the Honorable Minister of Health and other stakeholders, including the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. All thanks to this synchrony in action and courageous cover given to our junior doctors during the struggles. Our students were not left behind, as their affairs are strategically included in the new Doctors' Pledge that you have just sworn into. Investment opportunities and improvement in the business of our private practitioners is improved with an MOU signed with Bank of Industry, which provides single-digit interest facilities for our medical practitioners willing to set up or grow their medical practice to world-class status. Plans are advanced stage to sign an MOU to engage an insurance firm in collaboration with the MDCN to introduce a voluntary insurance package to our members who are faced with fatigue-induced chronic ailments and deaths. Some endowment funds and foundations are already in existence. NMA invested in anti-quackery measures by procuring the instrument and machine for the production of customized doctor stamp. We rebranded NMA by the introduction of some symbols in our dressing. We are the bridge between the young and the elders, the affiliates and the NMA, as well as the doctors in political offices and the NMA. Indeed, we extended NMA's hands of fellowship to other health professionals and many stakeholders in the health sector. We salute, in particular, the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. The NMA is more visible at international health community. In fact, we have raised our delegates representation from 1,500 to 15,000 delegates to World Medical Association. And the dividend of that was the attraction of 3 additional seats, advisory role, to the World Medical Association. And in this year, in February, we attracted the body, 70 years of existence, to Nigeria for a conference on end-of-life issues. The Patient's Bill of Rights of the Consumer Protection Council is the brainchild of NMA. NMA's robust and silent advocacy gave birth to the emergence of universities of medical sciences, while the bill for the first ever federal government University of Medical Sciences, Otupo, was passed by the Senate. In appreciation, we thank the government for their effort in the rehabilitation of some primary health care centers and other health institutions. These centers must be made functional by their accreditation, in addition, as primary providers in our national health insurance scheme. By this, more funds will be available to make them very functional. NMA, and indeed Nigeria, doctors are regaining their rightful places in the state of affairs of Nigeria. Of recent, NMA was part of the expanded National Economic Council organized by the Office of Mr. Vice President. Of course, we are using this opportunity to remind the Vice President, and indeed, I want the Vice President to bless us today by appointing the Chairman of Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, because that is the only position that is non-statutory. Mr. Vice President, sir, if you don't bless me today, I will not live here. It is also frustrating that the federal government is yet to fully implement vital provision of the National Health Act 2014, despite all forms of advocacy and legal action with Health Sector Reform Coalition. Our health indices, of course, we all know, are abysmally poor. We want the government at all levels to view health of her citizens as a very serious business, not the usual concurrent status in our constitution. More funds are needed to change the obsolete equipment in our public health institution. More funds are needed to mop up the unemployed health professionals and motivate the patriotic workers left to manage the health sector in Nigeria. Agreement with health workers must be implemented. While ending this speech, all glory is given to God. For his awesomeness, he has been faithful for our roles in the development of our profession and our fatherland. We especially thank the President of this great country, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, ably represented by the Vice President here, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, GCON, the President of the Senate, distinguished senators also present here, of course, Larry Tejuosho and Ohamwa, then executive governors of Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and the wife of His Excellency, the Sokoto governor, because these states have made us proud as medical practitioners. We want to appreciate our own Professor Isaac Adewale, our Honorable Minister, our Chief Host, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, other top government officials, leaders of our affiliate bodies, AGPM, PN, M1, MedSabam, NAD, NADGMT, MDP, NADHUS, past presidents and elders, distinguished dignitaries, royal fathers here present, state executives and delegates from all the 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory. To the pressmen who have been with us, they have given us wonderful coverage of all of our activities. I say a big thank you. We appreciate our supporters, particularly our spouses, for taking care of our home front and their sacrifices while we were out in the field to serve our association. To our members all over the country, about 42,000 of them that are so patriotic to serve the fatherland, we thank you for the opportunity given to us to serve you. Our members in the diaspora, they are all here. Those from America, Canada, Great Britain, Germany, you have been very wonderful in their collaborative effort of improving our professional development strategies. Government must quickly implement the Diaspora Professionals Health Care Initiative. Terms are there so as to tap from their rich skills and knowledge. To our various employers who released us to perform this national assignment, particularly the management of Ahmadu Bello University and Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, the management of Alpha Inland Hospital, Aba, the Federal Medical Center, Nguru, Federal Medical Center, Brini Kebi, State Specialist Hospital, Lokoja, University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, and University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. We thank you immensely for your input in our success. It is our prayer that a new set of leadership will be elected to move the association to the next level. God bless you all. Long live Nigeria Medical Association. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ekabo. No. Nyase. Sanu Dezua. Thank you.
Addressed by the President of the Nigerian Medical Association, there, Dr. Mike Ogirima, reeling out all of the achievements that have been gotten by the organization in the years that they have been here. Over 600 delegates there standing to attention with their hands together, looking at all of the things that he has brought up here, the bridge agenda, talking about the sub-themes for this particular meeting that is going on here, and of course thanking everyone for all of the work that they have done to achieve what they have achieved up until this moment. Moving on, next will be the chairman's opening remarks. So we'll be listening to General Yakubu go on in a short while.